of Biz.
Hello everyone, this is Muskan Verma and today I am here to give an overview of the procedure of the MSTC e-waste auction. But before proceeding with the authorization process, we need to understand what does MSTC entails. MSTC, a Mini Ratna category PSU, is an organization which is regulated by Ministry of Steel, Government of India, which is also the enterprise's majority stakeholders with share of about 64.75%. MSTC was initially instituted as Metal Scrap Trade Corporation Limited in accordance with the provisions of Companies Act 1956, which later transformed to MSTC Limited through special resolution that was passed by the stakeholders. The process that is followed by MSTC for e-waste auction is followed for a reason. Number one being the auction is to bid only on the selected number of materials on e-auction which are offered only on consistent and continuing basis. To start an initiative to list the actual bidders of the items for permanent registration. Third being, the prior notice of e-waste auction event is directly mailed to the registered customer to maintain the transparency and dignity of the process. And the last one being, e-waste auction of the listed item is held on pre-announced date and time so that the bidders are prepared for the auction. Some of the fundamental consequences of MSTC e-waste auctions are MSTC provides an option for permanent authorization to the bidders to make sure that the fact about the impending sales events have been converged. The details given by MSTC to the past participants of the bid are only connected to the items of their choosing. Before the e-auction commences, either the reserve price or the float price is delivered to the organization by the stakeholders, also referred to as principal. While bidding, if the bidder puts a bid that is equal to or more than the 5 times of the current highest bid, the warning is displayed on his screen. Seeing the warning, the bidder is said to check their bid before finally submitting. If the auction continues even after the suggested closing hours until no bid is recognized, the fixed period, that is 5 to 8 minutes, depending upon the item, can be extended. So, the bidding that is done by MSTC regarding e-waste auction is done on a limited items. Those products or items are property auctions, non-ferrous auctions, MS barrels, iron pellets, electronic waste, hazardous waste, coal, etc. Apart from these items, there are also a number of items which are not allowed to be bid by MSTC. Some of these items are sensitive goods that are copyrighted or trademark, counterfeit or knockoff goods, subjected to embargo, hate material, live animals, goods made from protected animals or plant species, recall goods, etc. The bidding that is done by MSTC regarding e-waste auction are of two types. Number one being the straight bidding. Now let's understand what the straight bidding is. So the straight bidding is when the participants bid will be applied immediately at the exact amount he specified unless the highest bid exists. And the second one being the maximum bid. Maximum bidding is a little different than straight bidding, which is also known as proxy bidding, is for the participants to win the MSTC e-waste auction at the lowest possible price through bidding on the behalf of the leading bidder. So the price is added till the maximum amount is reached. Apart from these type of biddings and the product listed, MSTC also provides rules and regulations for the customers or the bidders. So, number one being, after the procedure for online and offline registration is completed, the password for MSTC e-waste auction is generated. Once the password is generated, all the informations regarding the upcoming bid will be communicated to the bidder's registered mail ID. While bidding on the live e-waste auction floor, one must be very careful as the bid relating to decimal is not acceptable. For any default, the bidder will be held liable and responsible for the bidding done, including the errors. There will be no complaints that will be registered in this regard by MSTC. While bidding, if the bidder puts the bid that is equal to or more than 5 times the current highest bid, the warning is displayed as already explained before. It is upon the bidder to personally see the end result of MSTC e-waste auction from the website, which will be displayed up to 7 days from the date of closing of e-auction. Once these regulations are communicated to the bidder is required to submit some mandated documents. These documents are: first is your permanent account number or PAN card that can be submitted either in original copy or the photocopy, and the original copy when submitted will be returned back to the participant. Second is return recent income tax return copy. The third is state or central sales tax registration. Again, this can be both submitted in an original or photocopy, the original being returned to the participant after the verification. Fourth is your registration fees. Fifth is your authorization of proprietor or partner verified by the bank on its letterhead. Then it's your photo ID. Then it is your attested photocopy of the authorized registration certificates from CPCB or SPCB. And the last being copy of email confirmation that is received from MSTC by the bidder. Once we are done with documents and once we have understand the documentation process, let's move forward with the process of participating in MSTC e-waste auction. This MSTC e-waste auction process involved firstly registering online, through which the unique ID is generated. Once the unique ID is generated, the information that is regarding the bidding process or any timing is communicated through mail to the verified bidder, and at last the process shifts from online to offline mode, which requires above explained documents to be submitted personally to MSTC. So that concludes our video on the procedure of MSTC e-waste auction. For more details regarding the registration process, the documentations, additional licenses, you may check our blog published on Corbis website. For more such information and queries, you may contact our team from the numbers displayed below. At Corbis, we have an excellent team of experts who can assist you regarding various environmental services. You can also comment down below on any query you may have. For more such videos, subscribe to our channel, and thank you.